sip it. What a beautiful Starbucks.
So, show of hands here, how many of us have brought a nice camera like this on vacation, thought we would take many nice photos with it, just to end up leaving this bulky thing in our hotel room by day 2?
I'm sorry.
Don't leave me.
It's heartbreaking because I love photography, but for whatever reason, on vacation, the fancy camera that I would bring becomes a literal pain in the neck. It wasn't until the last few years of extensive traveling that I realized I was simply lacking focus.
No pun intended.
I didn't know what to capture when I was out and about, so the few shots that I actually did take were so bleh that honestly, I could have just taken it on my phone and it wouldn't have mattered. But now that I'm a few years older and a few years wiser, I want to share with you some of my motivations that make travel photography more fun, create albums that are more meaningful, and capture memories that are worth sharing. And shoutouts to PPA for sponsoring a portion of this video.
I'm so sorry.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Number 1.
Think in sets of 3. So let me share with you a foundation that you can apply immediately that is foolproof and you won't fail. And funny enough, I learned this in filmmaking 101. When we're watching movies and TV shows, there's typically a wide shot, a medium shot, and a close-up shot within a scene. Having this minimum 3-shot variety helps us tell a more cohesive story. So here's how we can apply it to photography. A wide shot establishes the scene. It tells the viewers where we are. A medium shot provides a nice POV of the environment, or perspective. And lastly, a close-up shot focuses on the details, things that are easily missed, but we as photographers can bring attention to help make our shots feel more unique.
Time for a little demonstration.
So we're here at a Starbucks. Alright, so it's not your typical tourist attraction, but you'll get the idea. And I'm actually gonna go for 2 wide shots, one from the outside and one on the inside.
Now, we don't want to zoom in too close where we only just see the Starbucks. We want to get the body of water, so we want to zoom out just a little bit, and we take our shot. Bam! Look at that. Now, that is an establishing shot. Let's actually go in and check it out, shall we?
And shoutouts to the barista staff here who are happy for us to get into position.
So I like going to the furthest corner of the room to get an ultra-wide angle shot. This is going to give us the most depth.
By the way, it doesn't have to be just sets of 3, but 3 is a good minimum to get you started.
Nice. Now we're gonna get some perspective shots. Let's establish the ambiance.
And you might have noticed I got 2 cameras with me just for this demo.
Finally, we're gonna focus on some detail shots. Let's see what catches our eyes.
Now, by themselves, if you're just looking at each photo individually, you'll be like, eh. But when we put them all together, whoa, Nelly, we have ourselves an album, baby. And you'll notice that in an album, it helps paint a better picture of the location. It shows intention, it shows meaning, it creates an emotional connection with the viewer. Move over, Ansel Adams, there's another coffee table book in town. Now that we have this main structure in our brain, let me show you how to spice up your travel photos.
Number 2.
Get high. Whoa. No, I don't mean the devil's cabbage, okay? Now, we were just saying wide shots are a great way to establish the scene. So one of my favorite things to do when I travel is to find any high vantage point that I can photograph from. Whether it's taking an elevator up to the highest tower, a gondola up to the tallest mountain, or even a helicopter up in the deepest skies.
Okay, Major Tom, this is ground control and your head is in the cloud right now.
Oh, sorry. But my point is, finding some kind of height will give us the greatest advantage to capture something unique, as opposed to the same ground level shots that most people are getting. Not that there's anything wrong with ground level shots. In some cases, you might have to go a bit further out of your central location just to capture the location you're visiting, which can also be a great way to go exploring. Regardless of which getting high method you choose, here are a couple of handy photography tips. Aim to get to these observation points around sunrise, sunset, or even blue hour for the best light. And for the ones that require ticketed entries, make sure to book them well in advance before your flight. And bonus, pick up one of these lens covers to prevent window glares.
Number 3.
Shutter drag. Now, what's really cool about us human beings is that we're all the same. We're all just trying to get by in life. We all wear clothes, we all eat food, we all go to work, we all take some kind of transportations. But these common things we share actually do look different because we're all from a different country and we're all part of a different culture. And that's one of the easiest things to focus on to get better travel photos.
A little demonstration for you.
Japan's taxi culture. Now we're gonna do a thing called shutter drag, in which we make the cars feel like they're in motion in the photographs. 100% authentic, all done in camera. And this is the same technique they do in race car photography. Now usually it's easier and better to do this at night, especially with the neon lights, but today I wanna challenge myself in the daylight. So in order for us to use a slower shutter speed, we're gonna need an ND filter. This is an ND1000 from K&F Concept, and I'll have this link in the description box below. ND filters are like sunglasses for your lens. It helps reduce the amount of light entering the sensor, which will allow us to get more creative with our shots. All right, let's see if we can get a green taxi. So I'm gonna use shutter priority because I don't wanna worry about my other settings. And I'm gonna set it to 1/30 and pan with the taxis as they go by, and hopefully we'll get one that's sharp with the background that's whooshy. Oh my God, that was a fast taxi. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, it might take you several tries, but once you get the shot, it's totally worth it.
Man, I love this technique because it makes our shots feel more dynamic.
Oh, another one.
And it's something that you can't do authentically with a lot of smartphones. Yet.
Ah, yes. Look at that. Oh. Easy peasy, let's move on.
Now we still have 2 more travel tips that you don't want to miss out, especially when we're faced in a crowded situation. But first, I want to share with you an incredible resource for going pro in photography. Professional Photographers of America have over 900 online courses, from the basics of photography to running a business to marketing yourself to clients and much more. On top of that, the moment you become a member, you get $15,000 worth of gear insurance. That means you get full replacement coverage with a flat $350 deductible, or you can repair your equipment with a flat $50 deductible. I know you, Michael, you got a serious case of butterfingers. PPA also offers data loss, negligence, and malpractice protection with their indemnification trusts. I mean, those 2 benefits alone will allow you to have a bigger peace of mind when you're out on the job. To learn more, check out my link in the description box below, which you can also use to save $25 off your membership when you sign up. Thank you, PPA, for sponsoring us, and let's check in on the crowd.
Thank you, PPA.
Yikes.
Number 4.
Don't fight the crowd. Now, obviously, the best advice for travel photography, or travel in general, is to avoid the crowd. Take the path least traveled, right? Go where the locals go. Blah, 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 blah. And hey, I get it. When you go to a huge tourist attraction with a bunch of other tourists, the culture kind of gets diluted. That used to be me. I used to swear that I would never go to the super touristy places again. But like I said, as I got a little older and a little wiser, I started to realize that's a terrible mindset to have, because a lot of these touristy places are popular for a reason. They're freaking cool to begin with. So instead, I embrace the crowd, and I use my photography to embrace the crowd. I like to do a slow shutter to capture a location because it keeps the structure sharp while the people are in motion. It adds a nice hustle and bustle vibe to it. And bonus, they're blurred too, so we can't even tell they're fellow tourists. Now, if you're willing to, bring a tripod, pair it with an ND filter, and you can possibly make a place look like a ghost town.
Would you like a demonstration?
Boy, do I have a bad habit of setting myself up for a difficult challenge. Again, long exposure is one of the things that's much easier to do at night, but let's see what our little ND1000 from K&F Concept can do for us during the day. And I'm using my phone here as a monitor along with the Sony Creators app to adjust my camera settings. All right, this time we're gonna be in manual mode. The first thing I'm gonna adjust is our ISO. I'm gonna lower it all the way down to 100. Next, I'm gonna open up my shutter speed all the way down to 30 seconds just to see what we'll get. And to compensate for this huge exposure change, I'm gonna lower my aperture all the way down to f16.
And of course, we wait for that perfect moment.
All right, enable my 2-second timer. And I'm gonna start the long exposure now. So as long as the crowd keeps moving out of the frame, we will have a pretty clear shot of this place. Or should I say we should have a pretty clear shot of this place. Try not to rock the tripod here. Oh, it's done. Why didn't you tell me? Oh, Hey, that's not bad. That's pretty good. This is like the emptiest I've seen this place.
This place is never empty. That's insane.
Tack sharp, too.
Number 5.
Add photo walks into your itinerary. Now, while all the techniques and advice that I shared sound nice and good, at the end of the day, travel can get stressful, overwhelming, and tiresome. When we're trying to do so much in such a short amount of time, the last thing that we want to do is burden ourselves by bringing a camera around. And while getting a smaller camera could help, what I actually found the most helpful is just factoring in a short photo walk session into your itinerary. Just 15 to 30 minutes, maybe an hour. And you can do it either really early in the morning or a little late into the night. The reality is, a lot of us are not traveling alone, so it's important to communicate ahead of time. That way, we don't burden our friends and family. For example, when Vivi and I were traveling around Venice for 3 days, I included into our itinerary that I would do a photo walk during sunrise for one day and sunset at night the next day. And that's it, and I kept the rest of the time freed up to eat food, do tours, and spend quality time with each other. Here's the thing, we don't have to capture every single minute of our travel with a camera, but having the intention of when and where will make our travel photos feel more complete. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Check out PPA, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.